Sometimes the lessons we learn as children prove their value years later and when we least expect it. The article below is gaining lots of attention online for its powerful and potentially life-saving message. Part of my life is saving life. Let's choose to do something really difficult, something that saves lives, and let's do that thing with people we love. I've never been a person to share my private life, but I can help save lives. Shouldn't any of us be afraid of teaching protective measures to save lives, giving up one's life pursuits to care for a child or other helpless individual, and so on are all facets of the overarching belief that selfless action taken for others' well-being solely is the highest form of human intention. I personally consider it a fairly sound ideology. A mother who would not have regretted giving her life to save her baby is how Northlander Kelsey Rosewood is remembered. The Dargaville mother of 3 died on Thursday after helping rescue her child from a rip in the dangerous Bailey's Beach. At her funeral on Wednesday, 30-year-old Wood was remembered for her zest for life, which drew people to her. But she was also recognized for being a devoted solo mother who would do anything to care for her children Bastian, Astrid, and Nikki. She lost her life making sure her child was safe, and she would not have it any other way. Celebrate Josie Scott said. More than 250 people attended Wood's funeral, cramming into the Lighthouse Function Center in Dargaville and spilling outside into the hot sun. A sunny person who loved adventures and the ocean is how Wood was described by those close to her. Her mother, Susan Foley, said she was proud of all Wood's achievements in her short life and was inspired by the way she picked herself up after challenges. "I'll miss you more than the stars in the sky, and even though you were taken too soon, I know you will be close by," Foley said. Wood's death was greatly affected the Darkville community. Brother Connor Wood said she was a daredevil as a kid but became a beautiful mother. "Everyone can smile remembering the beautiful person that she was," he said. Grieving friends have paid tribute online to the mom with an infectious laugh. "You are so brave, Han, an absolute hero," wrote one friend 100%. "You saved your baby girl, but we wouldn't expect anything less from you." Another friend said she was honored to have been Kelsey's friend. "Kelsey changed my life. I'll miss her and her wicked sense of humor beyond all words." In an earlier statement, police said this is an absolute tragedy and police deepest sympathies are with the woman's family. The matter will be referred to the coroner. The Tasman Sea batters Bailey's Beach and the surf is notoriously dangerous. A number of people have died at the beach. Dylan Robinson 13, of Henderson, West Auckland, drowned in August 2012 at the beach, and 2 people drowned there in 1 week in January and February 2000, and 646-year-old Alexander Stewart and Kevin Moore. The beach is patrolled over parts of the summer by lifeguards, and they're waiting for new facilities to be built, special friend Anthony Mager said. Wood was always up for adventures, including 4-wheel driving and skydiving. On trips, she often ended up at her father's grave in Russell, spending hours talking to him. Wood worked as a support worker for Dargaville Kindergarten, and her colleagues recognized her for making every person feel welcome and heard as well with a laugh as remembering her dirty coffee cups and her take on acceptable work attire. Best friend allies summed Wood's up as caring, loving, courageous, adventurous and a little bit crazy. Wood will be buried in Russell on Thursday, next to her father. A Give a Little page was set up with funeral costs, and her children's ongoing costs raised more than $27,000 on Wednesday. If we value lived experience more, we're expressing our positive assessment of the human condition. In a sense, if we would prefer to preserve a life that has been changed by the world, something that has been affected by and adapted to its environment, then we're expressing our approval of that environment in the evolutionary process. In this view, the goodness of the human and the goodness of the world cannot be separated, since one is the product of the other. A family trip to the beach is a wholesome, fun, laid-back family activity where you'll have an opportunity to meet and get to know this young fellow. You'll be able to see firsthand how they interact. You'll also have a chance to model healthy and open family interactions with him. Parents try to do everything in their power, everything humanly possible to protect their child. Parents teach children how not to play near the stove, not sip milk too hot, walk carefully in rains, or look both sides of this road before crossing. But there are some things that we have to prepare the child for beforehand so that when the incident occurs, they can use what they have been taught to protect themselves, ensure safety or call for help. Let's begin with the most common danger: talking to strangers. We have no clue what a stranger's intention with the child may be. Hence, it is important to teach the child regarding his or her behavior with strangers. Children must be taught to immediately say no and reach for safety or start shouting, "I don't know this person." She or he is not one of my parents. This will alert the people nearby, and a dangerous situation can be averted. Also, teach your child to not accept candies or sweets from any strangers. Teach your child that he or she is not obligated to talk to strangers and to always keep a distance from the stranger even while standing. If someone is following you, try to remember the license plate of his or her vehicle and immediately tell a trusted adult. Elevators are another dangerous situation that can be avoided with presence of mind. Teach your child to use the elevator alone or with parents and elder siblings. Only getting on an elevator with a stranger might be inviting trouble. The most important thing to teach them is to not open the house door to strangers and to never reveal that they are home alone. Child safety online is another major concern. Today kids are spending the majority of their time online. Hence, it is crucial that their activity online is closely monitored by parents. Teach children to never answer questionnaires or share their passwords with anyone except their parents. Teach them to never give away personal information to strangers on the internet and to immediately inform the parents in case someone makes obscene or threatening remarks or insists on meeting personally. Children should never send photos of themselves to some friends on the web and should never tell them where they regularly go. What is their schedule like when our parents are not home? If we prefer potential, the abstract concept of life as a possibility is yet untouched by the universe, then we are expressing our unsatisfied desires. As creators, we can make things as we want them to be. By judging such corrupted genesis to be morally superior, we're condemning what is already extant and diseased in some way. So is aging good or bad? Does the change in a life over time represent some laudable performance art, or does the differentiation of stem cells represent their fall from grace? Is ignorance bliss? Family tragedy: 2 children are feared orphaned after their body of their mother was washed ashore and their father remained missing in an apparent snorkeling. Tragedy: Catherine Richardson, 41, was on a dream trip with her family when she died near the idyllic tourist spot of Coral Bay in Western Australia on Wednesday. Police are continuing to search for her 48-year-old husband, Robert Shuge, who is still missing. The couple's 2 children, daughter Atija, 13, and 10-year-old son Orlando, were left alone on Ellis Beach, south of the bay and near Ningaloo Reef. Police said the boy realized his parents were in trouble and raised the alarm after seeing them face down in the water. Horrified onlookers battled to save Ms. Richardson on the shore as Mr. Shug vanished under the waves. Inspector Dominic Woods said while they were trying to save the life of the mother, they noticed the father was also not moving in the water. They tried to get him out, but he disappeared under the water. The kids were obviously there, and it would have been an absolutely devastating situation for them. Writer and photographer Ms. Richardson had been keeping a blog about the family's year-long camping road trip, which she planned to turn into a book, she wrote. The book is not just any old travel book. It will be a part of on-the-road memoir, part family camping adventure, how-to, but mostly it will be a whole bunch of fun projects that can be done in a day or a weekend by those who want to get away from it all and reconnect with their families. She continued, "Our trip will take us with our camping trailer around Australia for a year. The kids will be homeschooled and Rob and I will be working on the road. We have power, internet and our laptops, and so theoretically we'll be able to work from almost anywhere." She later described the family's trip to Ningaloo Reef as a dream come true. Police said the couple, who were from Australian Capital Territory, entered the water at around 2:45 p.m. local time on Wednesday. Ms. Richardson's body was washed up on the beach around 45 minutes later. The couple's 2 children are in the care of authorities in Western Australia. A camper at the remote Aurora cattle station said he saw an emergency services 4-wheel drive vehicle with its lights activated escorting an ambulance across a dirt track towards the beach. It's understood the couple had set out on a dinghy to reach a lagoon famous for its snorkeling attractions. Photographs of Cheryl Rita's tattoos on social media led to tips that helped state police identify her. New Jersey State Police have identified the woman whose body was found in the water at 57th Street Beach as Cheryl Rita, 47, of Ocean City. Her cause of death has been ruled by the Southern Regional Medical Examiner's Office as drowning, and the manner of death has not yet been determined, police said. The investigation is ongoing, but the death is not considered suspicious, and there were no obvious signs of trauma to the victim. According to a release from the police. Police said 2 distinctive photos of Rita's tattoos posted on the state Facebook page and on media throughout the region helped identify the woman. "Very quickly our community gave us the info we needed to identify the victim and contact her family," police said. The woman's Facebook page suggested she is a grandmother. A 1986 graduate of Cardinal Doherty High School, native of Philadelphia and one-time resident of Cape May. An Ocean City man out on his stand-up paddleboard found Rita's fully clothed body floating in the water off 57th Street on Tuesday afternoon. She wore jeans, a nice pullover top and jewelry. She looked like she was out for the night, the paddleboarder Bob Faustman said. The State Police Major Crimes Unit, Missing Persons Unit, Cape May's prosecutor office and the Ocean City Police responded to the scene. Nonetheless, there is good evidence that most people would sacrifice their lives to save their children's lives. It's really not about selflessness or heroism. Thanks for watching. Please like and share the video in social networks. We'll be right back to you as soon as we can.